Well, good morning, fellow constitutionals. These are my morning thoughts, and my morning thoughts are this morning. The government did it again. How many times are we going to let governments mess up before we hold them accountable? Well, what I'm talking about is the big brouhaha out in San Bernardino County, San Bernardino, California, over Syed Farook's iPhone, which they own. It was given to him to use, and they were supposed to have put an app on it that they were paying for that would have forestall all this hoop jumping by Apple and the FBI and the legal wrangling that's going on here if they'd have just installed this app on their phone, which they were paying for. And they didn't put it on there. Another failure of government. They're paying for a service and they weren't even using it. Second of all, tomorrow on the on Tuesday's show, this is Monday, February 22nd. Sometimes I do a couple morning thoughts on the same day, so I'm not putting dates on it much anymore. But I'll let you know, on the 23rd, Tuesday, we're going to be talking about the Fourth Amendment. In particular, we're going to be talking about this case. Now, I have a Washington Post story where the law professor disagrees with me on the merits of the case as far as the Fourth Amendment. He is technically correct. It is not a Fourth Amendment issue because San Bernardino actually owns a cell phone and the warrant was served on them. Okay. They're willing to comply with the warrant. My point is, how can they compel a third party to help somebody comply with that warrant? Wasn't Apple's fault that San Bernardino did not use the app that prevented him from encrypting the phone and would allow them to go in and get the information off the phone? Wasn't Apple's fault. And Apple makes a pretty good legal case, even though they haven't filed the briefs yet. They put out legal statements. So this article I'm going to read tomorrow on the show from the Washington Post is a little disingenuous because, yes, they have put legal statements out, although they haven't filed them with the courts yet. But they put their position out. Now, if Apple is forced to do this, then you are getting into Fourth Amendment issues. Because then somebody will have in their possession, because we can never be 100% sure if they would destroy the program that could get in and eliminate what's happening is on Farook's cell phone, you got 10 tries at the password. If you don't get it at the 10th try, then it erases all the information for the decryption and you'll never get in it. It'll be a dead phone and you never get into it. And the FBI knows this. And it's called a brute force attack, that they put it on a computer and just sit and throw passwords at it all day long. These password generators that use math and algorithms to generate the passwords. But you can't be 100% certain that Apple wouldn't keep track of that, or somebody in Apple wouldn't keep that program to do a backdoor, get in a back way into the newer iPhones. Because basically what they did is the older iPhone that Farook had, they can send an update to it. They can write a code and send an update to it that would automatically get rid of the 10 limit on the limit for the password use, to try to get into it. The newer iPhones, they can't even do that, because newer iPhones, in order to get the update, you have to put the password in. So they've actually eliminated that. And I think Apple is right and just for doing this, because I think they understand the Fourth Amendment a lot better than the government understands it and uses it. So my question is, and these are just my thoughts, San Bernardino's the one that has the cell phone. They're the one that needs to comply with the warrant. Comply with it. Okay? You made the mistake not enabling the app on the phone to keep a situation like this from happening. Shame on you. If you can't comply with the warrant without going to a third party, shame on you. Okay? The FBI trying to force, through government, a private company to help a warrant like this, and Apple didn't do anything wrong. San Bernardino was the one that acted erroneously, that they were in the wrong by they're paying for an app they didn't use on the phone. I can't reiterate that enough. I can't state that enough, folks, that San Bernardino's at fault here. And Apple should not be compelled to do anything about it. Period. And there's actually some, I'm going to have an article, Senator drafting bill to criminalize Apple for not helping with this backdoor type thing. Now, he's since stepped back away from that since this article was first published, but that's the mentality that's going on in the country today. You know, they want to criminalize people for doing what? They're giving a product out to their customers with encryptions that their customers want in a way that they can't themselves even come in and get the information off because they respect people's personal property and privacy, as the federal government should also. As they should also. And private industry should not be required to put backdoor accesses into people's devices, whether it's Apple or Android phones or whatever it is, to make it easier for the government to find the information. It's not supposed to work that way in a free society, folks. It's supposed to be harder for the government to get this information, not easier. And so those are my morning thoughts on. I think Apple's in the right. If San Bernardino wants to, you know, and they said that they will honor the warrant, okay, go ahead. You unlock it, which they can't because they were being dumb when it comes to enacting apps on their phones that they own. Hopefully in the future, they will wisen up to this, but I have no hope of governments seeking or acquiring wisdom at all. These are my morning thoughts. Have a great rest of the day, folks, and God bless.